Hello YouTube, welcome back to Crypto Trading. I'm Jess and this is Leopold. This is a channel where I backtest trading strategies on Bitcoin and bring you along for the ride. Please do not misconstrue any content on this channel as financial advice, as I am not a financial advisor. Before I get into today's strategy, I just wanted to give a big shout out to all my new friends and supporters that I met at the Bitcoin Conference 2022 in Miami last weekend. It was really fun. It was super fun meeting all you guys. And thank you so much for supporting my channel and subscribing. Let's get into it. Today's strategy is again taken from the legend over there on the YouTube channel, The Moving Average. It takes into account smoothed moving averages, support and resistance lines, and the RSI. Basic tools and indicators that any beginner trader can be successful with, even me. All right, let's break down the rules for this strategy. So the indicator that we're going to use is the TMA Overlay, and we are going to just highlight the 21, the 50, and the 200 smoothed moving averages, and the three-line strike either up or down. And to make this the safest possible trade setup, we're not going to even include the big ass candles up and down, even though ARTY included that when he did this test. But we want the safest possible entries and exits, or entries I should say. So we're just going to use the three-line strikes as an entry signal. So we're only going to enter longs when price is above the 200 smooth moving average, and enter shorts when the price is below the 200 smooth moving average. Also, all these moving averages need to be kind of fanned out as well. So these are all fanned out. Nothing like squished together, touching like these are up here. And then on the 1 hour time frame, we're going to throw on some support and resistance lines, as well as a few trend lines, and then be trading on the 5 minute. Okay, now we are on the 5 minute chart. We are also going to use the RSI, the relative strength index, in this strategy. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this RSI based moving average. Maybe make this line a little thicker. And then also we're going to only pay attention to this middle band, the 50 line, so we can get rid of the 70 and the 30, and maybe make this one a little more prominent so we can see it. So we're also only going to take longs when the RSI is above this 50 line, or shorts if the RSI is below this 50 line. And to add an even extra layer of certainty, we're only going to enter trades when there's a hidden divergence on the RSI. So I'm going to go ahead and find these divergences manually. I know that there are indicators that'll do it for me, but I'm practicing and I really want to be able to spot these and learn how to see these naturally. So I'm going to be doing all these manually as well. And last but not least, I'm going to avoid entering any trades if price is around the support and resistance lines or going against a trend line. So for the stop loss and take profit, I really was all over the board here. It's supposed to be a 2-to-1. ARTY said in his strategy when he was testing it to just double the candle length for this three-line strike. Sometimes these candles are tiny, so that wouldn't really make sense. So sometimes I put the stop loss, up to this 21 smooth moving average. Sometimes it was up to like a swing high or swing low area. Not usually much more than 1%. And then I would either double it 2-to-1, or if I wanted to be safe, I put it right here, right above or below this support and resistance line, which would have hit there as well. Depending on how I was feeling at that moment, I either did 2-to-1, or I just was safe and did right to this support and resistance line. So it isn't always a 2-to-1. Sometimes it was a 1-to-1 or a 1 to 1.5, or I should say 1 to 2, risk to reward. So 1 to 2, 1 to 1.5, 1 to 1. So in this case, I think I got lucky, real lucky, and that one hit 2-to-1. But a lot of the other ones, I was a lot more safe and I just put the take profit right to the support or resistance lines. So take all the data here with a giant boulder of salt, okay, because it's not exact, and depending on how I was feeling at that moment was how risky I wanted to play these. All right, here are all the tests that I did. I'm just gonna scroll through them. Since I've already done these, it took me a long time. It took me a few days, and it's not showing the divergences that I did here because I accidentally X'd it out. So I did do the divergences, they just aren't showing anymore. So I'm just gonna scroll through here so you can see that I did over 100 tests. And what I noticed is that, during my non-trading hours, all these tests include trades that I wouldn't ever be taking because they happened while I was asleep. But during my non-trading hours, the middle of the night, the Asian session, was really when a lot of the losses occurred. So if I had actually only set trades to happen during when I was awake, then the win percentage, I believe, would be a lot higher than it ended up being. I also made a lot of little notes here and there on why I won or why I lost. That was a good target price. And here are all my results for the TMA overlay plus divergence is what I called it. And it took about 4.5 months, counting backwards. Wasn't exact. So we have 73% gain and a 29% loss equals about 44% gain on the account. With a 56% win rate, I tested 117 times just because I went over a little bit, and most losses in a row were 4. But like I said, a lot of the losses I feel like happen in the middle of the night where I wouldn't have made those trades anyways. So I feel like this win rate could be a lot higher. So I have it here in first place out of the 3 I have tested so far, going by win rate percentage. I'm going to go ahead and put up all the rules and all the results here in a separate picture so you guys can write these down if you'd like. Well, there you have it. I definitely think this was a solid strategy, and it incorporates a lot of the basic fundamentals that every trader needs to know. I definitely am going to be messing around with this strategy a lot more and fine-tuning it. And of course, if you have any strategies you'd like me to test out on Bitcoin, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. And of course, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.